Ego issue starts everywhere. It starts even after civil service. So there is ego between IAS, IPS, there is ego between IAS, IRS. Everywhere it's ego. I'm a very practical guy. So I won't say कि मैं हर एक हाजी को खुश रखूँगा, they'll be 100% satisfied. I think it's not possible. मुझे मदीना में 40 नमाज मिलना चाहिए. They should stay for 8 days. Many time what will happen, they miss 1-2 namaz. Then they don't go. They are just very adamant. मुझे एक नमाज कम मिला है तो मैं करके जाऊँगा. So I feel that the midday meal as a scheme had no relevance as such in Nagaland because by the time 1 बज जाता है, स्कूल छुट्टी हो जाता है. Getting a policy change in the government of India level needs consolidated hard work among the states and all. You can't have a one shoe size fits all. But most of the time, I think some of the policies what we do, we expect one shoe size fits all. My parents were school teachers. तो उससे क्या होता है कि very much focus was given to पढ़ाई करना है and you have to be something in your life. तो वो माहौल तो था, discipline का माहौल था. Timelines are very strict in Saudi Arabia. But maybe a common man will not be able to understand these things. तो they will be like अगर मैं इस फ्लाइट में नहीं जा सकता तो मैं क्यों नहीं नेक्स्ट फ्लाइट में जा सकता. So मुझे अभी भी याद है लोग पोलिंग पार्टी और सिक्योरिटी पर्सन जो है अपने बैग लेके they go to the last village. वहाँ से पैदल they used to climb up the mountain and conduct election and come back. So न्यूटन फिल्म देखा होगा ना, उसी के अराउंड ही है. चैलेंजेस तो होगा ही because with अगर चैलेंजेस नहीं होता तो there is no need of Hajj Committee of India. So if there are challenges, we should be there to solve it. Yes.
पब्लिक सर्विसेज अक्सर सिर्फ डेजिग्नेशंस के ज़रिए समझी जाती है, पोस्ट, फाइल्स, ऑफिसेस. लेकिन असल में पब्लिक सर्विस एक इंटरनल डिसिप्लिन होती है जहाँ फैसले सिर्फ सिस्टम के लिए नहीं, इंसानों के लिए लिए जाते हैं. आज हम जिससे बात करने जा रहे हैं वो सिर्फ एक IAS ऑफिसर नहीं है, बल्कि एक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर है जिन्होंने गवर्नेंस को ग्राउंड रियलिटी के साथ जिया है. इंजीनियरिंग बैकग्राउंड से सिविल सर्विसेज तक का सफ़र, फिर डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर, एजुकेशन, इंडस्ट्रीज़ और आज एक जिम्मेदारी जो सिर्फ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव नहीं बल्कि डीपली ह्यूमैनिटेरियन है. एज द CEO ऑफ हज कमिटी ऑफ इंडिया, उनके काम का स्केल सिर्फ नंबर्स में नहीं नापा जाता बल्कि उस ट्रस्ट में नापा जाता है जो लाखों लोग अपनी ज़िंदगी के सबसे अहम सफ़र के लिए सिस्टम पर रखते हैं. आज की गुफ्तगू सिर्फ पॉलिसी या प्रोसेस पर नहीं होगी बल्कि लीडरशिप पर, नियत, जिम्मेदारी और उस साइलेंस पर होगी जहां रियल डिसीजन मेकिंग होती है. प्लीज़ जॉइन मी इन वेलकमिंग IAS Shanavas. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
So if we start from the childhood, any early memories that you're still fond of that still is very much vivid in your memory?
So I come from a very small district in Kerala. वो पालक्काड सुना होगा आपने. तो we belong to a very middle class background. That my parents were school teachers. They were primary school teachers. They retired recently. So like they had migrated सिटी साइड में, पालक्काड टाउन की साइड पे. बाकी they were originally from a village. तो हमारे मेमोरी से है कि स्कूल चलता है, then things keep happening and we look forward to the vacation where we can go to our native place and meet cousins. तो and other than that vacation time में we go meet friends, we start playing cricket. तो यही सब मेमोरी लाइक एनी अदर 80s और 90s born child, वही मेमोरी मेरा, बिकॉज वी डिडंट हैव एनी फोन और एनी गैजेट्स एट दैट टाइम. तो यही मेमोरी चलता है मेरा.
I think early childhood years are very formative, you know,
Yes.
In building your personality, your character, your overall growth. And घर का माहौल बहुत मैटर करता है. So while growing up, आपके घर का माहौल कैसा था? Was it driven by discipline? Was it okay? Was it like, you know?
So more of driven by discipline because my parents were school teachers.
School teachers.
तो उससे क्या होता है कि very much focus was given to पढ़ाई करना है and you have to be something in your life. तो वो माहौल तो था, डिसिप्लिन का माहौल था. So we had set time for our studies, like स्कूल छोड़ के आ जाएंगे तो
Full
पढ़ाई
timetable.
करेंगे, then you go for your dinner. So and play time, everything was like actually time driven. तो वो that time तो we also feel कि इतना time driven टाइम टेबल क्यों रखना है, but over the years you understand कि discipline is very important. in your formative years.
True. So since childhood, were you like more of a observer, or were you quite vocal about your opinions?
No, I won't say I was very vocal about my opinions. I was more of an observer, and I was always trying to adapt to things. मैं वही अडाप्ट करने के लिए कोशिश करता था पहले से.
So when we look at the journey, looking back, the dots connect. When was the inception of becoming, or giving UPSC or becoming a civil servant? Was it in the plan since forever, or?
No, not at all. So केरला का यही माहौल था. In 2000s I finished my class 10, then 11th 12th को you either take computer science or a biology. Computer science लेना है तो फिर engineer बनो, तो biology लेना है तो फिर doctor बनो, वही था. Then I took computer science and I got a good marks in my class 12, तो engineering entrance qualify हो गए. Then we got into the best college in Kerala, and branch also is like आपको अगर अच्छा रैंक आ रहा है then you take this particular branch. So मेरा तो electronics and communication था. Then things were going on smoothly, and initially I was like I have to go abroad, I have to pursue my higher studies, MS वगैरह करना है. In fact I was preparing for my GRE examinations as well. Then final year क्या है, then global recession happened 2008-9 and opportunities were going less. Then final year I got placed in a company called IBM in Bangalore. Yeah. Then I was actually thinking to myself whether actually to join for a software job or do something else, because I didn't think I was more of like a computer and a room person. So I wanted to explore the field, meet people. Then I thought I'll give it a try. Then I didn't join the job IBM में, थोड़ा वो risk ले लिया. Then I started preparing for UPSC. 1 year I prepared from Kerala only. Then I gave examination and luckily I got cleared.
First attempt you cleared?
First attempt, yes.
Wow. So what was the struggle like for that 1 year?
It was too much of a struggle because social media had just started.
Okay.
Because Facebook वगैरह आ गया था.
2012, right?
11 I gave exam, so
Yeah.
12 I joined.
Yeah.
So you see your friends, ये लोग job join किए हैं बैंगलोर में, दिल्ली में, other metro cities, and they are earning, they live their life, they are enjoying with their friends. So आपको क्या लग रहा है कि you are still taking money from your parents. तो वो थोड़ा struggle था, but I think I got over it because the purpose was a long term purpose. अगर मैं अभी sacrifice करूँ then later I would get something better. वही था.
Even after joining, like after clearing your exam, was there any point, I mean, any moment you realized that, okay, this is probably not the right decision, or maybe I should have gone for corporates?
So initially no. So what happens is that I got Nagaland Cadre. So I was working in Nagaland for 12-13 years of my career. तो उसके पहले क्या था, तो I hadn't explored outside South India. My first visit to Delhi was for my UPSC interview. तो वो कर लिया, then Cadre आ गया Nagaland. Then I was like totally to the eastern side of the country. तो उसमें क्या होता है, you get a bigger picture of the country, like हर एक state में लोग कैसे है, culture कैसा है, what challenges they have, individual challenges. So it's like India is a very vast country actually, it's a very diverse country. When you travel, you get to know. So initially you are very adventurous, like, and I was first posting was in the Myanmar border. It's a very remote district. From the airport or a railway station, it takes around 10-12 hours of road journey to reach that district. So initial years was like really driven by passion and adventure, but over time in civil service, like you have a lot of challenges. Of course, you can do a lot of things, but at the same time, in a country like India, there are a lot of roadblocks which you have to sail through. There is always executive versus politicians, judiciary, everything is there. So we are all human beings. I won't say that every single day I am motivated from day to night. Of course, there are challenges, and there are moments and days when I think कि ये सही किया कि नहीं, कुछ और भी कर सकते थे. But at the end of the day, then you do a sum up. You do plus and minus, and you prepare your mind for the next day and work for the betterment of the society. I think that is what I followed.
How was your interview like?
Interview was so. Of course, my interview, the board was Dr. Purushottam Agarwal. He was a JNU professor, the board chairman. Then of course, you are not allowed to wear watches and all, so you don't have any clue about the time. You just wait outside the room. Your previous candidate is having the interview, then suddenly then you're called, you're going inside. Then it's like very organic. You don't have the time to bluff. You don't have the time to fake a personality. So whatever you have inside, it automatically comes out. But I still remember my interview went quite well because it was very friendly. They were not very harsh and all. They asked some questions, and some things I didn't know. I answered I didn't know. But it was more of like opinions. What is your opinion on this particular thing? And so it was more of my opinion sharing. And I think it was a good interview, and I got decent marks also.
After joining your services, I mean, after becoming an IAS officer, what was the first reality check that you faced after joining the duty?
The reality check about IAS. So IAS, you only think about your district collector or district magistrate. That is what you have seen in your childhood. So you don't know anything beyond that. Then you get into the service. Then you have the challenges of infra. You are in a very remote place. You are away from your family. So these are all reality checks. I still remember the day I joined my district as a district trainee. Initial 1 week there was no electricity. There was no power in that particular, because it was raining throughout.
In Nagaland.
Yeah, it was raining throughout. There was landslide and power was cut off. So like I still feel these tough moments actually prepare you well. Then मुझे अभी भी याद है, मैं उसके बाद आई वाज टेलिंग माई पेरेंट्स, अभी मुझे कहाँ भी भेज दो, अफ्रीका में, उगांडा में, कहाँ भी भेज दो, आई विल सर्वाइव. So it makes you tough. So I think the reality check is that, but I think that particular time everything is a challenge and you are adventurous. Age is such.
Yeah.
You are very young.
Yeah. Files and fields, दोनों के बीच का गैप कितना है? And how, as an IAS officer, what is the challenge?
I got your question. See, you prepare a policy, it's a very easy task.
Yeah.
आप ये policy आराम से बना सकते हैं. It just need 2-3 people thinking, discussing and putting something on the paper. But implementing on the field is very, very different. And again, in a country like India, the society is very diverse. So you can't have a one shoe size fits all. But most of the time, I think some of the policies what we do, we expect one shoe size fits all, which doesn't work. So I feel there are a lot of gaps between files and fields. But as a bridge, the bureaucrats, our job is to bridge the gap. Like we understand the challenges from the field. So when we reach higher positions, like initially you're in the field as an SDM or a DM, then you go to a policy making level as a secretary, chief secretary, like that. So when you are in the field, you identify the gaps, and later on, I feel you should implement these ideas in your policy making. So I think you can bridge the gap.
Any example if you can share with the audience wherein while working in Nagaland you found the gap and then you tried to bridge the gap?
Yeah, so there is a scheme called midday meal. You know, I was a director of school education.
Correct.
So midday meal mein, I don't remember, I don't know what is the rate as of today, but when I was there in 2019-20 in the department, so you get a cooking cost of 5 rupees or 6 rupees. If it's like lower primary, upper primary, it's different rates. In Nagaland, there are districts, even one truckload, the transportation cost is 80,000 to 90,000 from Dimapur. That is a commercial headquarter. So with 5 rupees, 6 rupees, you can't even get a egg. Yeah, so but our policy is very uniform. So I had identified this, I had flagged also. But again, getting a policy change in the government of India level needs consolidated hard work among the states and all. But I think whatever suits the place, because Nagaland, what happens is that people eat their lunch quite early. They eat in the morning. Then,
lunch in the morning?
Yeah. And they eat dinner at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening.
And when is the breakfast?
So breakfast is just tea when they get up.
Okay.
Because you just imagine, India, now our timeline is the GMT plus 5:30. तो उसमें क्या है, Nagaland is towards the east. Actually the time zone is different, but there is no different time zone. तो हमारे पूरे देश के लिए एक ही टाइम जोन दिया हुआ है. तो विंटर टाइम में दिसंबर जनवरी आई कैन स्टिल से 4 बजे अंधेरा हो जाता है एंड द मार्केट गेट क्लोज बाय 3:30 इन द इवनिंग. सो देयर बॉडी इज ट्यून टू दैट टाइम लाइन कि उनका 9 बजे मतलब हमारा 10:30 हो गया है और उनका 10 बजे मतलब हमारा 11:30 हो गया है. देन दे हैव देयर lunch, they come to office or they go to the school. So I feel that the midday meal as a scheme had no relevance as such in Nagaland because by the time 1 बज जाता है स्कूल छुट्टी हो जाता है. So they go back to their house. So we modified the program a little bit so that on and off we can have a proper social gathering and a feast kind of a thing. So that is a small example.
And we were talking about midday meals. So is it still being served to the students there?
It is, sir. It is a government of India decision. Of course, we flag the issues, we try to mitigate it. But otherwise, scheme तो चलाना ही पड़ेगा.
हाँ, नहीं, क्योंकि वो जो सारे issues है, like 5 rupees or 6 rupees.
We keep flagging. And one other example I can give, successfully implementing, ऐसे टॉयलेट का भी cost same रहता है. For example, अगर आप एक मेट्रो में बना दो, एक विलेज में बना दो, the toilet का the cost was same. तो उसमें we had actually पॉइंटेड आउट टू आवर मिनिस्ट्री, डोनर मिनिस्ट्री. तो उसमें क्या है कि अलग अलग डिस्ट्रिक्ट का अलग अलग ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के हिसाब से कोस्ट बनाए थे एंड वी वर सक्सेसफुल इन इम्प्लीमेंटिंग दैट. तो वो ऐसे छोटा मोटा एफर्ट्स चलता रहता है वहाँ.
छोटा मोटा सर आपके लिए होगा, but for the people, but for people there, it creates a lot of impact.
Yes.
And maybe then if we look back after 10 years, it matters a lot to them.
In civil service there is only one principle that काम खत्म करके when you go to sleep, I think you should have a peaceful sleep. If you are able to get that, I think you are done the work for the day. That is my opinion. Yeah.
As an administrator, you being one yourself for 10 years, which is again a big duration, according to you, एक सच्चे administrator की पहचान क्या है?
First thing is integrity and honesty. That has to be there because which is lacking in the country very much. वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा. And the second thing I will say is adaptability. आपको वो करना चाहिए because if you are coming from maybe say UP और केरला और तमिलनाडु, वहाँ का सिस्टम अलग हो सकता है एंड जहाँ यू आर पोस्टेड वहाँ का सिस्टम एंड कल्चर द सोसाइटी कुड बी डिफरेंट. एंड अगर आप यही का बिहेवियर एंड कल्चर एक्सपेक्ट करके वहाँ जाएंगे देन यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू सर्वाइव. एंड वो अडेप्टेबिलिटी काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड द थर्ड थिंग इज यू शुड बी ओपन टू न्यू थिंग्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप कहीं और पोस्टिंग हो गया जहाँ लैंग्वेज अलग है, यू शुड मेक द बेस्ट एफर्ट्स टू लर्न दैट लैंग्वेज बिकॉज आपका काम है यू इंटरेक्ट विद द पीपल, यू इंटरेक्ट विद द सोसाइटी. देन अगर आप उनके लैंग्वेज में बात कर सकते हैं देन यू कैन कनेक्ट मोर. सो दीज आर 2-3 ट्रेड्स.
सो सर आप केरला से है, आपका लैंग्वेज अलग है, वहाँ का नागामीज है. हाउ इजी और डिफिकल्ट वाज दैट?
नागामीज अगर इफ यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड एंड स्पीक हिंदी वेल, थोड़ा बहुत आप पिकअप कर सकते हैं बिकॉज इट इज़ अ मिक्स ऑफ आसामीज एंड बंगाली.
ओके. And how did, I mean, was your Hindi good since the beginning or you had to work towards it?
No, actually I studied Hindi till my class 12.
Okay.
इसलिए थोड़ा मतलब अच्छा ही है. And because class 11-12 Hindi it's very difficult.
Correct.
So 11-12 में केरला में you get an option. आप second language में इधर आप you choose Malayalam, you choose Hindi, you choose French like that. So I chose Hindi, which was good for me eventually.
Education and industries, you know, you've worked in such departments in Nagaland. You worked as a leader. I mean, you were there in leadership positions. What challenges did you face, you know, while implementing the decisions or taking the lead for certain things? How easy or difficult was that?
It is difficult, especially in a place like Northeast or Nagaland. तो क्या होता है कि the society is very small. Nagaland का total population is hardly 20 lakhs, which may be a district population in Maharashtra, I'm sure. So, and it's all spread out. And the people are all tribal. They belong to different tribes. And within tribe, they have villages. So the spirit of tribe, spirit of village, everything is so strong. And your entire politicians are coming from these different tribes or districts. So everyone you meet, he'll be a relative of someone. You got my point, correct? So you get a lot of pressure, even doing small things. Then you need a lot of convincing power and negotiation skills to get the things through. And even simple चीज़ like election पूरे country में चलता है, but there people are not used to election. वहाँ village council होता है which is done based on selection. वहाँ लोग egalitarian है, they select their chief. So suddenly election was a new topic to them. So and they took a lot of time to adjust to our concept of election. इसलिए उनको अभी भी समझ में नहीं आता है कि one man one vote ये क्यों करना है, मैं अपने पेरेंट्स के वोटिंग क्यों नहीं कर सकते. You got my point, no? My family is staying outside, so why can't I vote for them? So it's very difficult to convince them, but it's a challenge. It's interesting also.
And can you elaborate a little more on the selection part of it? What was the kind of thought behind having that culture?
So what happens is, as I said, the village, they elect a chief. उनका अपना चीफ होता है, देन ही सर्व फॉर टेन्योर. उनके बाद इधर दे कंटिन्यू और दे गेट सेलेक्ट न्यू वन. सो सडनली यू हैव अ इलेक्शन प्रोसेस विच इज़ अ डेमोक्रेटिकली इलेक्शन प्रोसेस विच यू सेलेक्ट द MLAs एंड ऑल. तो उसमें क्या है कि यू नीड अ वोटिंग एंड इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया ऑल्सो डज दैट स्वीप सिस्टमैटिक वोटर्स पार्टिसिपेशन फॉर इलेक्टरल पार्टिसिपेशन, वोटर्स एजुकेशन फॉर इलेक्टरल पार्टिसिपेशन. तो उसमें रेस्ट ऑफ द कंट्री इज पुशिंग टुवर्ड्स आपको वोटिंग परसेंटेज बढ़ाना है. And here in Nagaland, like, people will vote. They may vote 100% also. And there are high chances there will be bogus voting.
They do it for their parents,
sisters and all. So you have to control them, which they may not understand. मैं क्यों नहीं कर सकते. So ये सब आपको control करना चाहिए. So it is a different experience there. And there are infra challenges. When I was a DC in one district called Pheg, the remotest polling station you had to go by walking around 20 kilometer from the
20.
last point. So मुझे अभी भी याद है लोग पोलिंग पार्टी और सिक्योरिटी पर्सन जो है अपने बैग लेके दे गो टू द लास्ट विलेज, वहाँ से पैदल दे यूज टू क्लाइंब अप द माउंटेन एंड कंडक्ट इलेक्शन एंड कम बैक. सो न्यूटन फिल्म देखा होगा ना, उसी के अराउंड ही है. सो आई थिंक सो दिस आर चैलेंजेस पेक्युलियर टू दो स्टेट्स.
When we talk about leadership roles, of course, with a position comes authority, and with authority, responsibility. How you being as a leader, what kind of efforts did you take to make sure that there is smooth implementation of the policies or the changes that you're wanting to bring?
When you talk about authority also comes with a lot of power,
Yeah.
which may be misused a lot of times. So कभी कभी क्या होता है, दिस पावर गेट्स टू योर हेड एंड देन यू एक्सपेक्ट अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स टू अलाइन एज पर योर विश. So I think my first advice to the youngsters or whoever is watching it who aspire to be future bureaucrats or civil servants, कि आप treat this as any other job. Like you are not a very different elite class or something. You cleared an examination, you are in this job, but treat it as a job. And I think whatever like humility you should have in doing any job, I think ये इसमें भी आपको चाहिए. Otherwise if it gets to your head then it affects your decision also. Then अगर आपको कुछ feedback भी मिल रहा है, you will not be able to take any negative feedback. I think any constructive feedback, even if it is negative, you should be able to take. So my policy is that कि अगर आप negative feedback की अगर आ रहा है and if it is constructive in nature, आपकी future decision को वो help कर सकते हैं, you should take it with an open mind.
True.
If you can do that, I think then you are succeeded. Yeah.
Lovely. Because again, we have seen a lot of people who feel that that chair is forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that becomes the problem.
It's not actually. I
Yeah.
think we keep joking. अभी when you are in a chair, you get a lot of respect. आप जहाँ भी जाओ लोग बोलेंगे कि नहीं आप खाने का क्यों पे कर रहे हो, कुछ नहीं चाहिए, ये नहीं चाहिए, वो नहीं चाहिए. But that is not for you. That is for the chair.
For the chair, true.
And the day you leave, the next day you go to that hotel, he will take money from you. So
True.
this is it. Yes.
Yeah. My grandfather used to always tell that once a man, he was poor and people didn't even respect him. Once he had money, everybody started greeting him.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So sooner you understand, I think
the better
more
it
mature
is.
you are.
Yeah. True that. I'm sure you must be working with team. How easy it is, or how important it is, or how difficult it is to build trust in the team and to make sure that the things are done efficiently.
Trust is the first and foremost thing. And I think being a leader, the first quality you should have is to delegate. If you cannot delegate, then you cannot get the work done.
True.
If you think that you are the only person, you are indispensable. अगर मैं नहीं होगा तो कोई काम नहीं होगा, तो I have to reach everywhere, A to Z मुझे देखना है, तो आप नहीं देख सकते. And you will not be able to implement time bound projects. तो आपको पहले क्या है कि you should understand your team. कौन किस में strong है, कौन किस में weak है, you understand your area of expertise. उसी के हिसाब से you do a role play for them. And then if they need some training or upliftment, you do that. उसके बाद आप delegate कर लो, then you monitor regularly. I'm not saying कि आप delegate कर लो 2 महीने के लिए छोड़ दो, then you get a failed project. No, but you monitor properly. But your junior or subordinates or the team, they should have the trust on you कि सर जो है हमारा ट्रस्ट कर रहे हैं, हम अगर कुछ अच्छे सजेशन दे देंगे सर एक्सेप्ट कर लेंगे. So that mahol is very important. If you can create that, I think you can get the work done.
True. Again, one thing that commonly seen is ego issues when we talk about the positions. Again, in a team or in general, managing that is a very tricky thing. Have you ever experienced a situation similar to that? And how do you deal with that?
Ego issue starts everywhere. It starts even after civil service. Civil service में क्या है कि around 1,000 people get selected every year, and they get different services. So there is ego between IAS IPS, there is ego between IAS IRS. Everywhere it's ego. लेकिन अगर the day you understand, just giving you an example, कि आप अगर एक रैंक ऊपर नीचे हो सकते हैं तो you should be in a different service. So I think that solves the thing, and whatever comes with your job you should take it, but you should not take it to your head. The same way टीम में भी अगर आपके पास नीचे 3 ऑफिसर है जो आपने काम दे दिया, किसी एक को लगेगा कि मुझे कोई थोड़ा कम काम मिला है या मुझे कोई अनइम्पॉर्टेंट काम मिला है, उनको थोड़ा ज़्यादा मिल गया, उनको ज़्यादा पसंद करते हैं सर. सो दिस इज़ ए डेली स्ट्रगल. सो आई थिंक बैलेंसिंग एक्ट इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज इन trying to protect one junior officer, you should not be sacrificing the other. So I think taking them along is very very important. But at the same time, as I said, कि understanding your team, किसका क्या expertise है, क्या expertise है, उसी के aligning आप उनको position दे दो, role दे दो. I think he'll be able to do that.
Currently you are CEO of Hajj Committee India. क्या मायने रखता है आपके लिए this position? Because it's not just about a position, it's also about it's a huge responsibility.
It's a huge responsibility, of course. Everyone say कि बहुत खिदमत करने का मौका मिल रहा है, which is really nice. But at the same time, it's a huge responsibility. And you are covering the entire country. And most of your Hajis, they are mostly limited to their villages or district. उन्होंने अपने डिस्ट्रिक्ट या गांव के बाहर देखा ही नहीं. Suddenly you are taking them to a foreign country. वहाँ के rules applicable है, which is their like lifetime wish. मुझे वहाँ जाना है, मरने से पहले मुझे वहाँ जाना है. That is the only thing. And with that expectations they come. But along with that, there is a lot of struggle on the rules and procedures of Saudi Arabia, in which you don't have much control. But you have to get those things done with your pilgrims. It's a major challenge. It's a major challenge. And उस time काफ़ी grievances भी होता है. People actually feel that अभी हज तो inshallah it's happening in May. But we are done the pilgrims data entry already. Pilgrims are selected, their contracts are done. Because the timelines are very strict in Saudi Arabia. But maybe a common man will not be able to understand these things. So they will be like, अगर मैं इस flight में नहीं जा सकता तो मैं क्यों नहीं next flight में जा सकता. So every pilgrim mapped to a single flight. The system is like that. So understanding them is very very important. It's a huge responsibility. So you have your state committees in the states. So you align with them. You have multiple interactions with them. I think being a civil servant, the first thing is that you should not be hiding. So many a time आपको क्या लग रहा है कि लोग आके they will be throwing tantrums at you, आपको कुछ बोल रहे होंगे. But if you keep hiding from things, I think that is not going to solve the purpose. Instead, I think you should be open about your positive efforts in easing their pilgrimage. Just giving an example.
Also, I mean, whatever little experience that I have about the Hajis, majorly Hajj committee से जो जाते हैं, majorly I see senior citizens ही होते हैं. How I mean, that's again a challenge, right?
Yeah. So see, it's like that. What happens in Indian society, आपके 30s and 40s में people are busy building their families. अपना काम कर लो, घर संभालो, घर बनाओ. Then I think children education. People are busy. So they only think about Hajj when everything is settled. उनका कोई financial liability नहीं है. Their kids are well off. They are raise some position. Then they think about Hajj.
Hajj, correct.
उस टाइम तब तक क्या होता है? You have some lifestyle diseases. आपको diabetes हो जाता है, hypertension हो जाता है. Your health is not supporting because your age has gone up. तो there is a lot of challenges. And अभी Saudi Arabia has brought a lot of new regulations कि आपको कुछ categories है. If you are an active cancer patient, you cannot go to Hajj. If you are an active dialysis patient, you cannot go for Hajj. अलग 6 categories दिया हुआ है. So it's very difficult to convince the pilgrims. अगर आपको ये conditions है, then you'll have to wait and see for the next year. So I think it's aged population, and I feel that it will be aged population for some years. But if they are implementing very strictly, people may think about going a bit early. But in Indian context, it is difficult because हमारे middle class society जो है, they have their liabilities at hand in 30s and 40s.
Also, I feel some preconceived cultural notions that you are supposed to do whatever, बच्चों की शादी, this, that, and then go to Hajj.
Then
because,
go to Hajj.
Yeah.
You finish all the responsibilities, then only you go for Hajj. वो है preconceived notion.
हाँ, वो यहाँ पे Indian culture में है.
Yes.
In other cultures, if you see Malaysia, Indonesia, so in that, I think Asian culture में है ये
It's
चीज़.
there, yes.
Yeah. When we talk about Hajj especially, it's not just about logistics. It's also about, I mean, it's a religious thing. There are a lot of sentiments attached to it. There is, I mean, a lot of ibadat and everything around it. So handling that, because religious element comes into the picture. How do you handle that? I mean, how do you make the team also understand that, handling this with extra care is important?
It's important. As I said, आपका जो है, you are bound by a lot of rules and procedures. And at the same time, there is a lot of ibadat from the pilgrim point of view.
Yeah.
तो पिलग्रिम के लिए क्या है, मुझे मदीना में 40 नमाज मिलना चाहिए. They should stay for 8 days, 5 namaz a day. So 40 namaz मुझे मिलना चाहिए. So when you plan your travel and shifting them from Medina to Makkah, it should be in such a way that they get their namaz. So many time what will happen, their arriving aircraft, they're going flight, may get delayed, they miss 1-2 namaz, then they don't go, they are just very adamant, मुझे एक नमाज कम मिला है तो मैं करके जाऊँगा. But you have a logistic challenge कि आप वो room clear करके you have to give to the next set of pilgrims.
Correct.
So ये सब तो I think it's a daily firefighting. आपको challenges तो होगा ही, because with अगर challenges नहीं होता तो there is no need of Hajj Committee of India. So if there are challenges, we should be there to solve it. Yeah.
Again, CEO of Hajj Committee India, lot of responsibility on the shoulder. How easy or difficult is it to process everything and make sure everything is sorted before, by the time you end the day?
Yeah. So what happens is that I think this assignment is also a lot of time bound activities.
Yeah, true.
तो आपको advance में plan करना पड़ता है. That you should plan at least 3, 4, 5 months in advance कि मैं अभी अगर ये शुरू करूँ, then 5 महीने के बाद ये काम हो सकता है. Because if I get delayed in one process, then it affects everywhere. So that timely processing of activities and building your team is very, very important. वो हम लोग कर लेते हैं. For example, this year Hajj, last year the last return Hajj flight was on 10th July. But 2026 Hajj के लिए we had started application in 7th July, even before the last flight. Because it was very, very important. वो करने से ही we can meet all the deadlines of Saudi government and all the timelines of our country. तो advanced planning, implementation, building your team, then assessing. अगर आप इतना दिन मिस करोगे, then how can it affect the आगे वाला process को? तो वो planning and coordination से हो जाता है. So till now, I think we are on track, alhamdulillah.
Any crisis that you still remember? I mean, in this journey of you being you handling the Hajj committee, any crisis that you felt that this can blow out of proportion?
So last year Hajj there was a situation in Srinagar embarkation point. We have an airport.
Yeah.
So the tensions broke out between India and Pakistan.
True.
Just 1-2 days before the first flight.
Oh.
And the airport got closed. And we had around 8 to 10 flights to fly out from Srinagar.
Oh, on the first day itself?
Yeah, first day. Because embarkation is different. So they were not going. The airport is closed. So the Hajis have come to the Haj House in Srinagar. They were waiting. So we had to plan out. We had to plan out for a solution. We had to get new contracts for these pilgrims in Medina and all. Then finally tensions got eased and we could take them out. So that is a blessing. Otherwise they would have missed out their Hajj.
Oh. And what was the delay of how many days?
Around I think 15-20 days.
Oh, 15 days of
15 to 20 days. Like if they are supposed to fly out on 11th or 12th, I think they flew out on 29th, 30th.
But they were able to perform Hajj. Also, I'm not aware of other airports, but in Mumbai, the terminal for Hajj is different, right?
Yeah, so we have a holding area for the pilgrims. So they report at least 6 hours in advance. Uske baad we take care of them. Then they go to the security check-in area, security hold area and immigration and everything. So yeah, they are treated well. We have separate counters everywhere, even immigration, security everywhere. So they are treated quite well, yeah.
For you, if you had to define a successful Hajj in your terms, what would that be?
What I say, like I'm a very practical guy. So I won't say कि मैं हर एक हाजी को खुश रखूँगा. They'll be 100% satisfied. Yeah. I think it's not possible. True. Because first and foremost thing, this operation is not happening in India. So however hard you plan, then there could be some discomforts because its pilgrimage is happening in a foreign land.
Yeah, that journey is such.
Yeah. And tough things can happen. For example, the core Hajj ke duration mein, the Mina is such a congested area.
Yeah, the 5 days.
Mina, the tent, Mina, Muzdalifah and Arafah. It's such a congested area. You don't have space for 2 million people.
True.
But 2 million people do come.
Yes.
They have to stay. And the toilets are limited. And we as a country, we cannot go there and build toilets. So whatever is there, is there.
True.
The Saudi government regulation is very clear. But of course, there are difficulties. The toilets could be waterlogged and it's not sufficient. So all these struggles keep happening. But our purpose is that, of course, it's a religious journey, it's a tough journey. But at least to the extent possible, we do all the support for our Hajis from their embarkation from India till the time they come back. So, and we have our risk mitigation teams there. We have our deputationists there. There are coordinators, there are Hajj officers, there are Hajj superintendents who take care of their day-to-day crisis. So we try to solve to the extent possible, yes.
As an administrator, when we talk about Ramzan, again, it's a month of fasting, and there are, challenges like you are not drinking water, you're not eating food. How, as an administrator, how challenging it is or how easy it is?
So it's quite different from where I worked, Nagaland, and now. Because now in Mumbai, it's like Ramzan is a festival. Even in Hajj committee or outside also is a festival. And Nagaland, on the other hand, we are in a minority. There are not many Muslims. Of course, there are not many Muslim administrators. So most of them, they don't know what Ramzan or fasting. So mostly you are on your own. Because morning, Fajr ke pehle, you eat some bread or something. Then you do a fasting. Then evening, you find resources on your own. Then you manage it. But here, everything is taken care of. It is challenging. I still remember there was an election and there was a dispatch of polling parties happening just before the election. And Ramzan was there. So early morning to evening, you are on the field, managing the team, sending them. Then you are like you are tired. But I think Ramzan gives you a special energy. I think initial 1-2 days you get that energy, then you survive throughout. Even without water or something, you survive. Yes.
Do you remember the first time you had fasted? I mean, usually that's a fond memory for many.
Yeah, I think it was 6-7 years old, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it easy? You still remember that?
It was not very easy, but I think it was a working day. So we were in school and there were other friends who were doing it. So we did it together. Like it was a challenge. Yeah. But it was not very easy.
So while exams and stuff, I still remember when I was in school, Ramzan used to come when we had our final exams.
Okay.
So have you ever faced a similar challenge?
Yeah, it keeps changing. So I think my earliest memories are like Ramzan is in winter months.
Acha, okay, so it was easier.
Yeah. So then slowly getting advanced, then you go to a summer. And now again you're touching towards winter a little bit, yes.
Is there any quality that you feel that, it's more active in this special month, and you feel that you want to carry that throughout the year?
I think Ramzan teaches you patience.
Patience, yeah.
अगर आपको खाना नहीं मिल रहा है, पानी नहीं मिल रहा है, then still you are able to control your anger, hunger and everything.
Yeah.
I think you become more patient.
Yeah.
Very practically.
True.
Then I think it teaches you patience. I think that is the best lesson.
Yeah.
If you can carry forward in your life, which is difficult. There are moments completely you lose it also, but I think you have to be patient, and Ramzan teaches you that.
When I say Eid, what comes to your mind?
Eid is a reunion. It's a reunion of families and friends. And again, Eid ka hai ki there is a lot of religious harmony. Because when I was in Kerala, usme kya hai ki our district has all the population. There are Christians, there are Muslims, there are Hindus. So Eid ke time mein, your other friends also, you come to your home, like Christians or Hindus. Then Christmas, you go to their houses. Onam, we all celebrate together in Kerala. So I think it's a lot of religious harmony, and I think that should be the way.
Yeah. And I think that's the beauty of India. How has the meaning of Eid changed over the years? As a child, we used to look forward to celebration. So over the period of years, is the meaning still the same, or has it evolved, has it changed?
Not much. I think the meaning is still the same. It's a celebration. I think 30 days you fast, you have a lot of struggles, then you sail through, then you have a day to celebrate. I think it's a celebration. But mostly the angle of celebration is different. As a child, you are let be to celebrate, like the adults will control everything. So now you have to make way for the children around you to celebrate. So it gives a lot of responsibility otherwise. But I think the celebration remains the same throughout the years.
Now we'll quickly come on to the rapid fire round.
Okay.
Discipline या compassion?
Compassion.
Power या purpose?
Purpose.
खामोशी या clarity?
Clarity.
One habit that you consciously develop over time?
Adaptability.
एक चीज़ जो public service ने आपको सिखाई?
Patience and service.
If we describe the current phase in a word, what would that be?
Responsibility.
One value or habit from the childhood that has remained constant throughout your life?
I think discipline.
What was the riskiest decision you ever made?
Professionally?
Yeah. Or personally? We can take both. One professionally, one personally.
Professionally, during the COVID time, so Nagaland didn't have any online mode of education. It was all offline because of the connectivity, lack of infra. So suddenly you have to shift to online. There is no other option. Then I took the risk of doing that and faced a lot of criticism that this will not work there, this will not work there. So that Tughlaq kind of a name. But I think finally people understood. Then I think I was through.
And personal?
Personally, nothing much as a risk. Of course, if you think every relation has a risk, then I think it will be very difficult to survive. I think personally, no. Yeah.
What is the one thing about yourself you like the most?
I'm a go-getter.
Your most treasured memory.
My most treasured memory is a lot of memories in childhood, so I won't be able to select one. But there are instances, and of course, the clearing of civil service is one of the most treasured memory. And seeing my son for the first time again inside the hospital is one of the most treasured memory.
How old is your son now, by the way?
2 years and 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely. So again, this is not a rapid question, but how did you meet your wife?
It was an arranged marriage, but of course, so we were looking for relations, and she's from a neighboring district. She was pursuing studies in Delhi. She is a doctor.
Okay, she's a doctor. Wow,
Yes.
lovely. So she is currently in Mumbai with you?
Yeah, she's practicing in JJ Hospital as an
wow.
ophthalmologist. She's an eye doctor.
Lovely. Lastly, 3 adjectives that describe you.
I think I am simple. Then I think I am courageous when it comes to decisions. Then I think I'm a dreamer. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your opinion, your feedback, your take on various things on life. I think the audience will definitely take a lot from this. And thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And
Pleasure. And I think they at least get something out of this. And I actually I want to inspire a lot of youngsters. And we have a UPSC coaching also running in Haj House now. 100 students are there. They are selected through a competitive process of examination and interview. So we are trying our best for good results. So I'm not saying UPSC is everything, but this is one of the things. But just to the youngsters, whatever your heart say, go get it. The world will say you cannot do it, I think, but you can do it.
yes,
That's
I'm
it.
sure. I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. On that note, our sponsor has sent us a bag full of fragrances for you.
Thank you
So
very
this
much.
is a little gift
Okay.
for you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
If something from today's conversation stayed with you, sit with it. Let it question you. Let it settle. Until next time. Thank you.